Hello everyone, welcome to Peach on Earth Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for Libra. You can have Libra anywhere in your chart. You can be a cross watcher. All that I ask is that if you're here watching this reading, that you come with good intentions for yourself and for others. Okay, Libra, I was having a hard time kind of getting into your energy, and there's a specific personal reason why that is. But so it was like it's just there's someone in my personal life that I know that is a Libra, and they are kind of toxic, and I didn't want to bring that energy into your reading because I'm not reading for that person. I'm reading for anyone else who's here watching this reading. And so but then I was like, okay, so maybe I just shouldn't do the reading right now because it's weighing too heavily. My personal issues are coming in too strongly. But then I was kind of guided and told like that you could be dealing with someone like that, like in your life, someone who is kind of toxic. They don't, how am I trying to put this? It's like they put their needs above everyone else's, and I'm not sure. It's going to be a different energy in each of your lives. Now, this can obviously be vice versa, but that wasn't like you could be the toxic person, but I wasn't really picking that up. I was picking up the fact that, maybe I need to do this reading in spite of that because you guys are also going through that. And I was getting the sense that it was romantic because, what was the song? What was the song that was on? It was I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner. So you could have recently split with someone that it's almost like they were more toxic than you ever realized during your relationship is what I'm kind of getting. Or they were just not really suited to you, and you're like, I want to know what true love is. I don't want to know what this toxic manipulative love is. I want to know what real love is. And you could also be feeling kind of like down in the dumps right now because the card from the first deck that we're going to be using already came out for you guys, and it's inspiration. And it's interesting because I shuffle 11 times for Libra, and this card is an 11, and then on the bottom is inner strength. And if you look at this person, they're like cracked open, right? And it's almost like you were just kind of like turned to stone, right? You were just completely, and that it's almost like caked in mud, right? Like, here's an example I gave a friend recently where it's like someone in their life is toxic, someone in your life is toxic, and or like miserable. They're miserable, right? And the reason they're miserable because the way they were raised, like they were raised in a miserable environment, so then they became miserable because it's almost impossible to live underneath misery and not become it, right? And so like this person is around someone who's miserable at no fault of their own. I mean, like once it gets to a certain point, you become an adult and it is your responsibility to change it, but like getting that way isn't a person's fault, but fixing it is their responsibility. So anyway, it comes over them, and like they're starting to become a miserable person because they're also living under misery, and it's impossible not to become that when you're living under it. So that's kind of like this energy here, this inner strength that's coming out, because it's like the misery is this caked mud all over this person's body. It's just like completely caked and dried, and like you can't move. You're just like, you're frozen there. But then something happens. Something happens. A new day dawns, and it just like cracks open the mud. It's almost like there was like I kept getting water in another deck when I was shuffling it, and it's almost like the mud was caked on, it was dry, and then like a little tiny drop of water dropped right on your heart chakra and got it moist, and it was like, it was enough to just like let it crack open, like to moisten it up enough like that you could like poke your little finger through that hole and then like crack the whole thing open. So there's something or that is about to happen, or something that has recently happened, that is like that little drop of water. It is just like a little drop of hope that is allowing you to break free of whatever this is, that is like whatever the misery is that's surrounding you. And I was getting the message too with the inspiration card is like you could be lacking inspiration right now. So maybe you've realized this, right? Maybe something that you've had a realization about someone or something, and it's just like it's overwhelmed you. It's taken all of your energy to just process this realization, and maybe you're lacking inspiration in other areas of your life, and you're just waiting. You're like waking up every morning because the sunrise. It's like you're waking up every morning like, is today going to be the day where I feel motivated again? Is today going to be the day that I am going to get some things done that need to get done? Okay. All right. We're going to use the True Heart Intuitive Tarot to get your message. What is the message for Libra, please? What is the message for Libra? The message for Libra, please. No, that's way too many. Message for Libra, please. Yeah. So we have the Five of Cups coming out and the Moon. So this is watery energy. I was going to say you could be dealing with a Gemini earlier because the number 6 kept coming up, and the number 6 is Geminian energy, just because like their card in the major arcana of the tarot is the Lovers, and the Lovers is the 6th card of the major arcana. And then, but also here, the Moon, it could be like Cancerian energy, or Piscean energy, I should say. I always forget the Moon is Pisces because Cancer is ruled by the Moon. So I don't know why the Moon card isn't the Cancer card. Actually, I have my theories about that. But you're not Cancer, or Pisces, so we won't go into it. Anyway, it's almost like, okay, so the whole crack of the mud cake foundation has cracked, right? And now it's like you're in the bath washing it all off, and it's just like it's like I just feel this overwhelming sense of just overwhelmed. You are overwhelmed with the information that you have recently come to acknowledge, and then also how to move forward. And it's like you don't know how to even move forward. But the good news is there are 2 cups still standing here. There's still hope. It's just right now all you can see is the ones that have spilled. Especially with the Moon on the bottom, it's like the Moon represents like reflection. It represents mystery. And so it's like you had a realization, but you still feel so confused because you don't know which path to take. You don't know how to even like stand, let alone put one foot in front of the other. But I promise it won't always be that way. I don't know if you can see in this card. Oh, look, I love that Strength is underneath it too. you can see like all these little like amoeba almost, and they're making their way down this path, and it's like the more they go down the path, the bigger they grow, and it's like the evolutionary process, right? That's what I'm getting here. Okay, I want to keep going. Okay, so we know this is how Libra feels. So can we see where the path is leading them? Let's see where the path is leading them. I know these aren't straight, but it's like impossible to get them straight. Where's the path leading Libra, please? What is their next move? What is Libra's next move, please? Oh my gosh, the cards are acting crazy right now. Okay. So, first off, I want to say deep down, you know that whatever's gone down here is the best thing for you, because we have the Empress on the bottom, and then we have the Prince of Wands. And the Prince is the Knight. In like traditional tarot, it's the Knight, which represents forward movement. They're the actors, like they act out plans. Like you create a plan, the Knight energy or the Prince energy is the one that puts it into action. So eventually, I know right now you feel like you're just like swallowed up into your emotions, but eventually, like that water's gonna turn cold, and you're gonna want to get out, and it's almost like they're saying this, the water is cold, but your blood is boiling. So it's almost like you get the water boiling, just because right now it's like the 7 stages of grief, or the 5 stages of grief. I can't remember how many there are. It starts out, sadness is like the first one, or denial is the first one, and then it's sadness, and then anger. And I feel like right now you're definitely in the sadness stage. And then something's going to happen where it's going to be driven by, I don't want to say anger fully, because you're not like going to be out for a vendetta, but it's like you're pissed off, you know, like whatever this thing is that was like you've had this realization about, you believed in it 100%, and now you're pissed off because it was all a lie. And it's like, it's drive, it's the, like, one day the sun is going to rise, and this is the emotion you're going to be in, and you're going to use it to, or the advice to you is to use it to the best of your ability, to like utilize it in a way that is healthy and forward moving, not, because that's what this Knight is doing, this Prince, he's moving forward. He's not going back and like getting vendetta on anyone else that has, you know, put this upon them. They're being like, oh, thank God, I'm finally free. Let's get the hell out of here. You know? Because I'm getting that too, especially with the Empress on the bottom. The Empress is like, it's just such beautiful whole energy. It's like all of the, they say it's all the queens combined. The Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Air, or of Swords, the Queen of Cups. It's all the queens combined. She is just so balanced and steady. And that's why I'm getting the fact that you're not going back, you're going forward. You are moving yourself forward and saying, screw anybody who didn't want to come along on this ride with me, right? Okay. So your sadness is going to soon shift into a more like, anger is not the right word. I mean, you will be angry, but it's like you just want to use it to motivate yourself. It's, yeah, okay. they're not going to give me much more here because we have the world and then on the bottom is the moon again. So it's like cycles, right? You're done. I'm getting cycles because they're both round, right? And that's what it is, you know, like the world energy is like something is completely finished. It is no longer, and you're moving on. The world is turning, you are turning. Could you come across this energy again in the future? Yes, if you choose not to heal. Because if you choose not to heal, you're just going to go right back around in that circle. But in order to, it's almost like the thought of like the earth becoming so like polluted because of humans, like we have to like move planets. I'm getting that. It's almost like the world is turning, and if you don't get off the cycle, you're going to end up right where you were, right back where you were in this Five of Cups, or in this caked energy, right? But in order, like, you have to like fling yourself off into the next planet, onto the next planet, in order to like progress, is what I'm getting. It's like you have to just completely leave this thing behind and move forward as far as you can, as much as you can. Yeah, it's like I want to be so far away from the situation, I'll move to the moon or something, you know, like you don't even want to be on the same planet as this energy. Because I think it is something that keeps dragging you back in. It's a cycle that has gone over and over and over. It could be a yearly cycle because of the world here. It's I don't know why I'm getting that. It's like, you know, the Earth's orbit around the sun taking a year. For some reason, it's telling me that. So this could be like an annual cycle. So we're in April right now. So maybe it's like every single April, this thing happens. This energy happens. This cycle happens. And it's just like you are just so frustrated to see the same thing come up every single year. Hang on a second. I don't know. We're going to get some advice for you guys with the empathic oracle. Is that... And I know this is kind of vague, this whole reading, but I really do feel like it's a relationship. It doesn't have to be necessarily, but it is really strongly coming in that way. Like you... Or maybe there's a relationship that's keeping you in, it doesn't have to be necessarily a romantic relationship, but it's keeping you in toxic cycles, like addiction cycles, or, yeah, we can literally be addicted to anything though. It can be drugs and alcohol, it can be food, it can be people. We can be addicted to people that are not of our, like, for our greater good, you know? We can be addicted to these cycles because even though the cycles are frustrating, they're also comforting because it's what we've always known. It allows us to have that familiar feeling of sadness and frustration, right? Like, you don't have to go anywhere because you know what to expect. When you leave, you don't know what to expect. When you fling yourself to that other planet, you don't know if you're going to survive. You don't know if the living conditions are going to be what you need them to be. But that's the thing, is like, I don't know, I'm hearing the phrase like, it's better to be alone than to be with someone and be lonely. I'm getting that message really strongly. Okay, let's get some advice for Libra, please. Let's get some advice for Libra. Oh, come on. It fell on the floor. Hang on a second. Okay. The direction card came out. There's another circle, right? It's like I'm actually going to read from the book. Because here's the thing is like, you get to choose the direction. You get to choose which way this wheel turns, which way the world spins, like where you get flung to. You get to choose that. But right now you're just like staying right here in the middle, you know? Okay, let's look here. 26. East, south, west, and north, each a destination with its own reward. May my internal compass be that which leads the way. So yes, focus on your internal compass. What is your true intuition telling you? You know, not your ego. Your ego is going to tell you to stay put because what's foreign is scary. So listen to your intuition, not your ego, or learn to discern between the two. Okay? There are different teachings within ancient cultures of the lessons and powers of the directions. East holds the power of air, which is swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. South holds the power of fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. West holds the power of water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And North holds the power of earth, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. A study of these directions and elemental powers can bring great insight into that which needs healing and how to navigate into the desired purpose. Understanding the energetic dynamic of each of these forces will switch on an internal compass. Remember that as an empath, you are sensitive to the energies of all things, even the directions. Learn to trust your internal compass. It will never let you down, for it knows the path leading to your true destination. Am I finding it difficult to choose a path forward? Am I being pulled in many directions? Is the direction that my authentic higher self is yearning to get to what I feel others in my life desire for me? It's interesting that that's the way that question is worded there, because what's authentic to you, it doesn't matter if other people desire it for you, because only like if it doesn't align with their desires for you, then they're not the right people for you. Your intuition, your truth are yours. Nobody else can dictate that. It is really interesting that it's like we have the world and then the direction here. You could be needing to move. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe it's like you've been somewhere for so long and now you're like, I'm getting a message of like you're being evicted or you're having to move homes, and maybe you're really attached to your home. And even a person can be like your home. Like maybe even if it's a toxic person, they can be your home. They can be your safety net. And then it's like if they're gone all of a sudden, even though it's better for you and allows you to get out of this stuck energy and move forward, it's scary because it's a lost home, you know. And it's interesting here with this Prince of Wands, I'm noticing they're saying he's going east. So what east is the power of air, so you are an air sign, so it's almost like using your personal power, the power of Libra, to get out of the sticky situation. Yeah, I'm getting here with this card, it's like to get to your center, get to that intuitive power, because, you know, we have the purple surrounding it, and purple represents our intuition. So it's almost like your intuition is all around you, but you have like a lot of barriers around yourself to keep your own true intuition out of your heart, because listening to it in the past wasn't ever an option because you were in this situation, whatever the situation was that is ending or has recently ended. So it's almost like if it was another person, it's like their issues built up walls around your intuition. Like they wanted to block you, even if it's subconsciously. They wanted to block you from your own intuitive powers, your own intuitive abilities, because they wanted to keep you right where you were. Whether that's through manipulation or gaslighting or whatever. There's something that, or you could have done it to yourself, like just because our intuition, like I said before, it's scary because it makes us want to get out of our comfort zone. So yeah, it's like taking down all these layers. That's all you can do, is just focus on the first layer and then the second layer and the third layer and so on and so forth, and find a way to get to your intuition. Okay, meditation's a really good way to do that. There's many different ways to meditate. You can meditate through exercise, you can meditate through art, you can meditate through music, you can meditate in the traditional sense, you can meditate through exercise. Did I say that already? I'm not sure. But so yeah, there's a lot of walls here that are kind of coming down, and you're trying to sort through them. It's almost like the walls have crashed down, like a tower moment, right? The walls have crashed down, and now you're sorting through all the rubble, trying to find things that were yours, like important things to you. And it's like, is anything really important? Do I have to sit here and sort through this rubble, or can I just like get up and go? And right now you're sorting through the rubble, even though it's like almost impossible to find whatever it is you're trying to find in there. It is important to sort through it because like you can process that way, and that's what you're doing here in this bathtub. It's like you're sorting through, you're washing off all the layers, and it's like you feel super raw and exposed because you've had this layer of gunk on you for so long that now your physical body is like foreign to you. And just as a metaphor in this instance, like, like imagine that you've had a layer of mud caked on you forever. And so once the mud is gone and you look in the mirror, you're going to see yourself for who you truly are. And that's going to be alarming because it's not what you've looked like for how many years now, right? So I don't know if this is necessarily super helpful. I think that just what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to, pray for Libran energy and kind of do some energy healing for the Libra collective, and have faith that you guys will start listening to yourself. I know it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be going through things. And I have every faith that you'll take the next step when you're ready to take the next step. So I hope this was helpful, Libra. If it was, you can like, comment, share, subscribe. I thank any of you for being present today. Any of your guides that were present, any of my guides that were present from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.